Hey guys, welcome back to Crime Stories with Yvonne. Today's case, it's one of those that gets under your skin. We are heading to South Africa to a wealthy gated estate where an entire family was brutally attacked with an axe. And the only survivor, well, his story just doesn't add up. This is the Breda family murders. And trust me, once you hear the details, you'll understand why this case became one of the most talked about trials in South Africa's history. Okay, so picture this. It's January 27th, 2015. We are in the Desalza Golf Estate. Beautiful homes, guards at the gate, cameras everywhere. It's the kind of place where crime just doesn't happen. But that morning, a 20-year-old guy named Henry Van Breda calls emergency services sounding calm and says his whole family was attacked in their home by a masked intruder with an axe. Yeah, an axe. So medics rush to the scene and what they find is absolutely horrifying. His father Martin dead, his mother Teresa dead, his older brother Rudy also dead, his younger sister Mali barely alive, clinging on with massive head injuries. But Henry, he's got a couple of small cuts on his arm and a light stab wound to his stomach. I mean, what? Now, here's where things start to unravel because right off the bat, the crime scene doesn't match Henry's story. There is no sign of forced entry. The doors locked from the inside, the windows also locked, and the murder weapon, the axe, was just laying there on the couch in the living room. No glove, no cleanup, no panic, just sitting there. And here's what really got investigators scratching their head. Henry waited almost 4 hours to call for help. Like 4 whole hours. Let's be honest, if the entire family was hacked to death in front of you, are you really just gonna chill for a few hours before picking up the phone? Most people in traumatic situations, they call right away. That's basic fight or flight. This was neither. From a criminology angle, this checks almost every box for a family annihilation case. But here's the twist. It's not the father, which is more common, it's the middle son. Researchers like Decker and Pyrose describe family annihilators as men under pressure, debt, shame, losing control. Henry didn't have financial issues, but he did have a few red flags. He was using teak. That's crystal meth. He'd been arguing with his dad, and people said he felt overshadowed by his older brother Rudy. Sound familiar? That kind of inferiority mixed with drugs and resentment, it's a dangerous combo. Also, this part gets me. Harry's wounds were tiny, like shallow little cuts, and forensics actually, they said they looked self-inflicted. Meanwhile, his parents and brother were slaughtered. We are talking 20 plus axe blows each. That's not just killing, that's overkill. Something criminologists say often points to rage or something personal. Now, during the trial in 2017, the prosecution came with receipts. They used blood spatter to show Henry was right there when the first blows were struck. They rebuilt the timeline and proved there wasn't enough time for him to move between rooms like he claimed, and the knife wound on him, way too neat. Even his calm voice on the emergency call, "I'm hurt, but I'm okay," sounded like he was rehearsing. The judge at sentencing called it a betrayal of the deepest kind, and that line really stuck with me because when you think about family, the people who raise you, love you, protect you, to turn on them like this, it's devastating. Sociologists Emil Durkheim talks about social cohesion, how society, especially families, are held together by trust. When that breaks, when someone inside that family becomes the threat, it hits differently. So, did Henry do it? All signs point to yes. No intruder, no forced entry, the delays, the light wounds, the weapon in plain sight, and a motive that, while not financial, was deeply emotional and probably drug fueled. And yet, part of you still asks, what if? Was it some twisted home invasion? Was there something we missed? It's one of those cases that messes with your head. So, at the end of the day, cases like this are rare. Family annihilation makes up just 1% of homicides, but when it happens, it rocks a community to its core. Henry Van Breda was sentenced to 3 life terms in 2018. Marley, his sister, she survived, but she reportedly doesn't remember anything, or maybe she just can't bring herself to speak. Either way, this case, it haunts. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments. Do you think justice was served, or do you still feel like something's off? If you're into deep dives like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell. We've got more stories coming that will have you questioning everything. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, not every family photo tells the full story. Bye.